What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Stub Show. I am just getting ready to get things started here, and I thank you guys for joining me for another episode on today, where I bring you resources, new connections, and ways to take leaps of faith. Without you guys, I would not be able to continue to grow. My show on today is about breast cancer. So before I get into that and I leap too deep, because you guys know I'll be here, there, and everywhere. Let's go ahead and get this show started right now. Welcome, Facebook. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Instagram. Hello.
Firecracker in you because you be like,
All right, you guys, welcome again. Today we're going to be talking about breast cancer. Ladies, go get tested. And I'm saying that to myself. My special guest on tonight happens to be a friend of mine from elementary school. We grew up together, and she's a survivor of breast cancer. I never would have thought at the age that she was when she was diagnosed that she would be able to get breast cancer that young, because we're always told go get tested in your 40s, go get tested, later down in your life, and when you're younger you don't need to worry about those things. But it seems like lately a lot of women are getting breast cancer at a younger age. So we're getting ready to bring my guest on to tell you about her journey of survival. We all have someone in our family or friends or someone that we're connected with who have dealt with breast cancer, and some people didn't survive. And my condolences go out to those families who may have had to deal with losing someone to breast cancer. But tonight we're doing this show during October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so that you can maybe hear some things and be encouraged and let down your worries and fears and say, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I go and get tested, and that I tell my friends to go get tested and family members to get tested with me, just with you, just in case you're afraid. And I think that's something that I may go and do. Go get tested and record it so you guys can see the journey of that happening with me. So we're getting ready to bring my special guest on the show so you guys can talk with her. And I believe she's in the waiting room. So we're going to bring her on right now and introduce her. But before I do, let me do this introduction. You guys know I got to do the introduction. Shout out to music artist Maurice. His video is really going out there. M.O.E official page is his name on Instagram. Make sure you guys check him out. The song Hard to Find that I happen to be in, that thing is over 30K right now. You guys are really sharing and playing it, so I like that. But let's get into the show. My special guest for tonight is Miss Shernette Floyd, as you guys seen in the intro. She's a 42-year-old mother of three children. She was diagnosed with stage 2B triple positive breast cancer in June 2015. She's now currently 9 years in remission. Woo woo. She's also an advocate and a voice for helping other women going through a journey with breast cancer. So we're going to welcome my special guest to the stage. Hey, girlfriend. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. I like that shirt, baddie.
Oh, yeah, I think last when I did the show last season, I think I had on the black one. So I was like, oh, let me put this one on this time.
Okay, baddie survivor that
That's
is.
right. That's right.
How was your day?
It was all right. Yeah. It was okay.
Life been life. It'll be life and girl.
It's definitely been lifing.
I definitely
I'm on
understand
here
that.
with I'm on here. I'm on the show with a migraine headache. So definitely uh pushing through.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you for long because I'm under the weather too. I'm sweating bullets over here because I've been having like a cold. So I got my tea right here.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started.
Okay.
So I won't hold you for long. So take us back to the day that you were diagnosed. Tell us about that. How did that, day go along?
Um, so it was definitely a few tests done before the day I got the news.
Okay.
So there was a mammogram, an ultrasound, and a biopsy. Prior to that, I was having symptoms that were different from my normal daily, life. I just thought at the time, because my son was 9 months old, that just having a baby, oh, okay, I'm just extra tired. I was eating more. So I was kind of, picking up weight, and I was always petite. You remember, I was
Yeah.
always petite. When I started gaining some weight, I was like, oh, getting a little weight. And I was having, my breast was itching. My nipple was itching really, really bad. And I used to tear it up, itching it up, and made it really raw because it was so itchy.
So
But
was
it
it
was the
painful
pain.
and itchy or just itchy?
It was just itchy. At the
Okay.
time, it was just itchy.
Okay.
And then it was the pain that radiated through my breast while I was sleeping. The pain was so bad, it woke me up. And I was like, okay, what is this? And then I felt it was like well, I didn't know at the time it was a tumor, but a cyst. And it was there, and I could feel it when I wash up. And I'm like, okay, well, like I said, I had a baby. I'm thinking, okay, just having a baby. So fast forward into past the mammogram, past the ultrasound, past the biopsy. The day I went in to get my results, definitely was a shock. And when the doctor sat down and told me, hey, you have breast cancer, I'm like, okay, what? And so definitely at the time, my cousin, who is no longer here, had stage 4 breast cancer. So I was like, okay, this is a lot. And then fast forward into going to the oncologist, with him giving me all the details, with me having, letting me know what type of breast cancer I had. And at the time, he told me I had stage 2B triple positive. So I was ER, PR, and HER2 positive. HER2 was a really nasty breast cancer, and it was very aggressive. It was like 90% strong. The ER and PR was like 65 and 75% strong. So it was moving rapidly through my body. So at the time, he gave me between 1 to 5 years to live. But he said, I can get you, I can get you in remission. I can set up a plan, and I can get you in remission. If you follow this plan, I can get you in remission. So that until 4 months of intense chemo. After that, there was surgery. I opted for a double mastectomy, which they told me I could do a lumpectomy, but with research, myself and friends and family doing research, double mastectomy was the better option to help save my life. Then there was 6 weeks of radiation, another year of Herceptin chemo every 3 weeks, and tamoxifen for 5 years.
What was the last
followed
one?
by tamoxifen. It's a hormonal therapy.
Okay.
Yeah. So for 5 years, followed by multiple breast reconstruction surgeries.
Wow.
So it's been a journey. Yeah. The first 2.5 years.
That was a lot. And being a mom, because I remember when I came to visit you in the hospital, and you had the baby boy right there in the bed with you. Being a mom is still moving along and dealing, and moving along. So, girl, I don't know how you did that, and I didn't know it was a 5-year process. Like he gave me, with the type of breast cancer that I had, that type of breast cancer, he told me I had between 1 to 5 years. So that's with no treatment. So basically, they know how long you can survive, or so they say. They know how long you can survive with that type of cancer with no treatment. So I did the treatment. And my cousin at the time, she told me, when she was still here, to do what the doctors asked me to do to get the cancer remission. And I did just that. So in 9 years. Yeah. And,
Mhm.
you were strong because, like I said, your baby was 9 months when you found out you had just had a baby and didn't have to now
Mhm.
go through this process while still being a parent. So, how did you relay the information to your two older children who could understand?
Mhm.
What was their
So,
reaction?
yeah. So at the time, they're now 22 and 17. At the time, they were, I think, 12. My oldest was 12 or 13, and my daughter was 7. Um, and so I just sat down and had a conversation with them, and told them, what was going on with me and what was happening. My oldest son, he received the information differently. He kind of internalized it and didn't want anybody to talk to him. He didn't want to talk about it. My daughter did the opposite and just really wanted to show me, and kind of like, make me proud about, going to school, doing what she had to do. She was younger, so she
Mhm.
understood, but she didn't understand, but she knew that mommy was sick.
Mhm.
So it was definitely, and then of course my 9-month-old, he's young, he, can't tell him that until this
Right.
day. He's 10,
He's
he
still
still does
babying.
not know. Yeah. And so he's 10 now and still does not know. But he does know, and he has seen me get sick. He has seen me, having to pick me up from the hospital. My mother would come and get me from surgeries. He sees me with the migraine headaches, but he doesn't know why. He doesn't know what is going on or what was going on.
Your little
So,
twin. That's what he is, your little twin. He done robbed your whole face with his little handsome self. Yeah, because we always think about, ourselves, but then those kids, and with your son, like you said, boys internalize things, especially when it comes to their mom.
mhm,
They like
mhm,
shut down the world because it's like that we are their everything. So, but now that he's older, he's seen how your strength and learned your strength of going through.
mhm.
And I heard you bring up your mom. We always hear doctors and people say that cancer is a genetic thing, but I tend to think differently. Is cancer or breast cancer something that runs in your family? And what are your thoughts on it being genetic?
No, so I did not test positive for the BRCA gene. I do not have the gene, and it does not run on my mother's side of the family. So when I was diagnosed, I was shocked. Like, what? My mother didn't have it. My no,
Yeah.
my aunts, my grandmother. So my cancer was hormonal. It was just hormonal, and the doctor was like, it's just kind of bad luck. So there are women. My cousin who passed, it did run on her mother's side of the family. So that's, why hers, she was diagnosed with hers, but on my side, on my mother's side, we do not have it. Mm-mm.
And I'm glad that you answered that with hormonal because I never heard that. And your doctor was
Yeah.
straight up honest, just said, it just happened to be a hormonal bad luck thing because we told
Mhm.
that, it runs in your family or your grandmother, somebody, your great grandmother, somebody had it and that's why you have it. When I'm like,
Mhm.
no, because it's not genetic, or you hear that your family got it, like a cancer runs in my on my father's side, and people are just
Mhm.
always like, well, you got to be careful because cancer runs heavy. And it's like, no, I'm not speaking that over my life. I'm going
Right.
to try to eat healthy and do what I need to do
Mhm.
so that I won't have that. But we are getting ready to take a quick break right here on the Stub Show. And then when we come back, we're going to come back with my special guest to tell you more about her journey of surviving breast cancer. And you guys know that I'm getting used to these new systems. So I'm going to try to, while the break is going on, go to the pages and see if any of your comments are coming through, because for some reason I'm seeing them after it. But it's okay because the show continues to go on. So we're going to go ahead and take this quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Stub Show. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick break. Remember, if you would like to run your commercial for your business or your brand throughout the show, you can just DM me or inbox me, depending on what platform you're on, or shoot me an email at the lofnetwork@gmail.com. I'm getting ready to bring my special guest back on as we continue to talk about her journey with breast cancer and surviving breast cancer. That's most importantly. So, welcome back to the show. My next question for you on today, as you look back, wait a minute. Hold on, sorry. Let me move that up again. What type of treatment did you pick, and what was the most difficult part of that treatment? Because I heard you announce it, but let's go back to that exact treatment and
Mhm.
and what was the most difficult part of it?
Okay. So the oncologist gave me the treatment plan. I didn't pick it. He ran the treatment plan down to me and he said, "This is the plan. This is what you need to do to get in remission." And I didn't question it. I didn't think twice about it. I didn't say, "Oh no." I said, "Let's do it." Because I told him when I got diagnosed and he told me, the stage, when I was stage 2B triple positive breast cancer, I was like, "What's the plan?" When he said 1 to 5 years, I was like, "What's the plan?"
Mhm.
So my whole mind and body and everything about me went into survival mode. So there was no question about whatever I needed to do. The most difficult part of it was all of it. All of it. I know I went through it and I made it look easy. I know when I got, right before I started chemo, I prayed and I asked God not to allow me to look like what I was about to go through because my children were watching me. And so my entire time during chemo, I did slim. I was actually picking up weight. Um, so that was it was difficult. It was a lot. Chemo is not easy at all. When you're having a poison put into your body to kill another poison, it's tough. It's rough. The double mastectomy, all of it was not easy, but the double mastectomy, making that decision, just the mental piece of it, was rough. I got diagnosed at 32, 2 weeks before my 33rd birthday. So at 33 years old, having to make a decision to have my breast removed and all of my breasts removed was not an easy one. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about, a man or a relationship or, you know, being in front of somebody and what they thought of me. I was thinking about living and surviving because my children needed me, my
Mhm.
family needed me. Um, so at the time, I just did what I needed to do to survive and to be here. Um, Fast forward into now, there are some challenges and some differences that I've had, with that because it's a struggle when it comes to, a little bit, not a lot, when it comes to dating. Just knowing the differences with your breast and having to be vulnerable in front of someone. But that was a really tough decision that I had to make. But I made it. I stuck with it, and I'm sitting here right now.
Right, and able to encourage and tell other women your story, and men, because men get breast cancer too, but being able to share and let them see you came out just as beautiful as you was before you went in,
Mhm.
and able to stand up and share and just be a person of life and living life, because you didn't let nothing slow you down. And like you're right, as your friend, looking back now and hearing you talk about what you went through, on the outside didn't look like you were going through much, and
Mhm.
it wasn't like you were out begging or pleading for anything. And your mom did a good job of being right there by your side. She always been by your side,
Thank
but
you.
there and
Mhm.
support you along that journey, because it's hard. What were there any days where you got up and you just felt like giving up?
Never given up. But I had my moments behind the scenes. Never giving up. I had my moments. Few and far between breakdowns. Very few and far between having a little breakdown or just crying or falling to the ground. A lot of people don't know that part, but never had in my mind to give up. Wasn't
So
even an option. Wasn't even a thought.
So what would okay, because you had them babies too. You had to be a mammy.
Mhm.
So what did you do on those days to keep going? What was your go-to? Like what for the women that are listening, how can you encourage them? Because those days are going to come. We have
Mhm.
those without having breast cancer,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Prayer, and then just thinking about my children and keep going. Like I'm here now. Like you can't stop in the middle of the storm. You can't stop in the middle because you'll be stuck. So I had to keep going. I had to push through the uncomfortable to get to the comfortable where I am now. And so I'm like, Shanette, you're there. You almost there. You're almost there. This too will be in your rearview mirror. So that was, that was my motivation. That was my motivation.
Shout out to Everett who said he always says, try to never look like what you are going through. Yeah, that's true, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I know I've looked like what I've been through because I'm glad that you had the strength, but there have been times where I just felt like, Lord, why are you not taking me out? But I don't have enough strength to take myself out. So I got through it and pushed through. So many women are afraid to get tested for breast cancer and rather not know. What would you say to those women?
Okay, so are we more afraid of radiation or are we more afraid of cancer? Are we more afraid of the pain or finding out if we have something, or are we more afraid of the cancer? So, what I would say is get tested. Don't be afraid of radiation. You got to go once a year to get your mammogram. Once you get to a certain age, get your mammograms or opt for an ultrasound if you don't want to, get a mammogram. There's things that they can different options that they have for you to do, but you absolutely do not want to be afraid of going to the doctor and getting tested, getting your breast checked, getting your ultrasounds, getting your mammograms. Cancer is horrible. It's a nasty disease. And you don't want to, and you don't want to go through it. I'm telling you, you don't want to go through that. You don't want to have to, making decisions when it comes to cancer in itself is tough. And I
Yeah.
get it. It's tough. Once we make a decision, that's it. You can't go back. When I made the decision to start chemo, get on chemo, I couldn't go back from that. I had to keep going. I could have stopped, but then that's me being, falling into the weakness, and the devil is real. So I wasn't going to do that. Once I made a decision to have a double mastectomy and it was done, that was it. I couldn't say, oh no, give me my breast. But I didn't want them back anyway because they was a little saggy anyway. I had the kids and they was a little long and saggy. So I said, when you came in there, when you came to the hospital, you was like, girl, you
but
get your
now you
breast
got them
done.
good ones. You
I
got
was
them
like, you don't want cancer to do that. But absolutely do not be afraid of a mammogram. Do not be afraid of radiation. I get it. I had radiation put in my body and I get it all the time. I'm getting scans and I've gotten poked and all kind of scans, enough probably for my whole community. But ladies, please, please, please listen to your bodies. Listen to, pay attention. If you feel something, go to your doctor. That's one thing I did do. I kind of waited when I felt what I felt, and maybe I wouldn't have been the stage that I was if I didn't, allow months to go past. But absolutely do not be afraid of getting your mammograms. Do not be afraid of radiation, because going and getting your and catching it early can definitely save your life and lessen the treatment plan.
Yeah. And I want to do Medicaid help with all that type of stuff too. That's something I should have thought about bringing someone to talk about the Medicaid process. But going back into the fear, I haven't had a mammogram with it running in my family, and I think that the thing for me is that if I don't know, I don't know. But every time you come on and tell your story, it reminds me, girl, get your butt in there and get tested. Go and find out, because you were 32 when you find out. And everybody always, 40 years, that's too young, 30 something, that's too young. You don't have to worry about it. So I'm like, oh, I'm 42 now. I'm still young. But we're seeing women in their 20s dying from breast cancer,
Yeah.
especially in the Black community. And then I hear women talk about, you got to get your breast smashed, and then the fear.
Oh, yeah, you definitely gonna smash it. You definitely getting it smashed. It feel like you under that thing for an hour when it's only a couple of minutes. It's definitely gonna smash it, but a smash compared to being diagnosed and having to go through, not knowing, and you just said, what you don't know, but what you don't know can hurt you too. So what you don't know can hurt you too. So
And
you definitely want to go and get that breast smashed, and you'll be all right. You will be okay.
get it smashed
Smash it,
over.
get it checked, and because what you don't know can hurt you too.
So do you still get tested yearly? Or you get
So I've had a double mastectomy, so I get ultrasound. So let's fast forward to now. I went for my follow up, or my every 6 months. I get ultrasounds because my doctor discontinued PET scans. I don't get mammograms. Ultrasound is what we were doing to follow, and still monitor my breasts. Even though you have a double mastectomy, you still have to kind of follow that. So August 15th, I went, and it was like PTSD all over again. Just kind of, you know, get straight to it. The radiologist, I'm sorry, doctor came in to let me know that the cyst in my breast was not checking off as benign. So I need to get a biopsy. So of course, in my mind, I'm like, okay, here we go again. Almost 10 years in, here we go again. And then I'm like, how? I've had a double mastectomy. Where did the cell come from? What are you talking about? Like, what? And not only that, my daughter was in the lobby. And of course, she's 17, but I didn't want to alarm her.
Right.
So I had to keep it together. Like, I couldn't even break down. I couldn't cry. I had to keep it together.
Right.
So I did go for my biopsy appointment last Wednesday. And that was a long appointment. That was a lot. The biopsy was not done. What transpired, what happened was the radiologist doctor, she did an ultrasound to look at the cyst because I was telling her, that I wasn't comfortable with. First of all, I didn't know it was going to be a whole procedure. When I got a biopsy 10 years ago, they just stuck the needle in there, pulled it out. I don't recall all what they do now, which technology has gotten better.
Okay.
And they've advanced in that. So they wanted to, make a small incision where the cyst is, put a pin inside, and then had me come back in 2 weeks and some other stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on, no.
Right.
And I was like, no. And it's very small. It's very little. And from what I was told is that it shrunk from the last exam that I had. So if it shrunk, what are we doing here? So she did an ultrasound, and she said it had, because she wanted to see what it was doing. She said it hadn't changed since August. Of course, when October, so 2 months, it hadn't changed. So what she said was, and I got the paper right here, so I will show, is that, let's see if we can see it, that it is probably vegan, probably not cancer.
Okay.
So and then they will bring me back in 6 months to look at it again. So at least for the next 6 months, I can kind of breathe, because if right now they're saying it's probably not cancer and it hadn't changed, then that's probably what it is.
Well, we can say that that's what it is.
Right, because it has the different boxes. So it could have said normal, could have said abnormal, but they're not saying probably not cancer. So it's like a 2% chance. Okay. So she is saying that they will probably she would probably want to remove it the next time I come. I'm trying to have that done, like, while we waiting. So I'm in communication with my oncologist, and we need to talk about it. He did say he felt that this was fixable. He did tell me if my cancer came back, he told me years ago that it would automatically be stage 4 because I already had it. But he said, this isn't that. Okay. I believe this is very fixable. So of course, I went through a lot of stress between August and October. My body went through a whole lot of stress because of my mind. So I was losing weight. My brains was tearing me up. And it's real. Being diagnosed, that it made it very real all over again for me. Like, oh my goodness, I did have cancer, and I know I've been moving around here, normally, and okay, it's in remission. It's not in remission means the cells are not active, but where did the cell come from? So there's a lot going on right now, but I'm absolutely thankful. I'm hopeful. I have faith. I can breathe for the next 6 months. I'm going to try to see if we're just going to remove it while we wait in 6 months. Let's remove it now. Like, what are we going to do? I'm very proactive with my body and that. So it's definitely been real.
Yeah. And just, I'm with you. Move as quick as you can and just get it out the way. Ain't no need to be prolonging and waiting and doing things like that. getting ready to take one more quick pause, and then we're going to be right back here on the Stub Show, you guys, with my special guest, Miss Shernette Floyd, talking to you guys about her survival of breast cancer. So we're going to take another quick break. Let me see if I can get this one on here, and then we will be right back here on the Stub Show. I don't know where you guys are watching from, but I know it's plenty of ways that you are on now that we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Here we go right here. I just want to play this book sponsor real quick. Yes, that's our book sponsor for the show. Make sure you guys check out Becoming Lion. I will be having the author of this book on, and maybe some of the other authors, because this is a book that has a couple of authors. I think it's about 9 authors combined together to make up this book, but it's Becoming Lion, an exploration of mentorship and the quest for identity. This is written by Mr. Dayon McLaren Johnson. Make sure you guys check him out on Instagram at that name right there, Dayon McLaren Johnson, so you guys can get a copy of this book. This is something that our children need nowadays, is mentorship. We need more adults to step up and help these kids to move along. But we're getting ready to move this show along, getting ready to end our interview with my special guest on today, Miss Shernette Floyd. I'm going to bring her back. She is a survivor of breast cancer and also in remission now for 9 years. Let's see why I didn't bring us both on. There we go. Welcome back to the Stub Show. All right, so my question before my final question, and then we'll see if there's anything that we left out, is what has been the most significant change you see in yourself now that you are a survivor of breast cancer?
Let's see. Extremely humble. Extremely humble. I was already a humble person. You know me from elementary school, but extremely humble. My wisdom, my wiseness and my wisdom it definitely added up. The years of going through this definitely added that up. And definitely embracing help and receiving, because I was independent. Before being diagnosed with breast cancer, I was extremely independent. And once I got diagnosed, I thought that I would be able to do this on my own, and I couldn't. The doctor told me, no, you're going to need help. Somebody's going to need to live with you, or you're going to need to move in with somebody. You're not going to be able to do this by yourself. And being thankful and grateful for the family support, the friend support. I want to absolutely give a shout out to all of my family and friends who have supported me from the beginning all the way till now and continue on in the future. You're one of them. You came up to the hospital, and absolutely, by the, grace and mercy of God, I'm sitting here and able to be an advocate and able to speak, for, other women and help other women. There are a few women that I've helped through their journeys as well. So I am thankful for this journey. This is my journey. This is the hand I was dealt. I take it. I walk it. I'm going to continue to walk it. I'm going to continue to be strong, and I'm going to continue to have faith in God, and I'm going to continue to help those that come behind me. Again, there's been a couple of women that I've had to help and give them advice on what, they should do or what to look for, what to come when it comes to, breast cancer. And I want to also give a shout out. I have this top on, but these tattoos were not here last year. So I want to give a shout out to Pretty and Ink Tattoo. They are in Bowie, Maryland. They also do regular tattoos, of course, but they specialize in doing mastectomy or double mastectomy, scar cover up. And so they did my tattoos last year. I was nominated. My friends, voted for me, and I was nominated. And for women who do have scars on their breasts, have had double mastectomy or mastectomies, and would love to have them covered up and make your breast an art piece, absolutely check out Pretty and Ink Tattoo. They're on IG. I will be going to a meet and greet this Sunday to meet the new survivors that will be having their breasts tattooed, their breasts and their scars tattooed. And so I'm looking forward to that. But they absolutely played a big role in my confidence, helping with my confidence with my breasts. I would not, a lot of times I wouldn't even stand in front of the mirror, look in the mirror when I got dressed. And it boosted my confidence in so many ways. And I'm not finished. I have some more things I need, I have some more artwork I need to get done. But I want to give a shout out to Pretty Ink Tattoo.
Shout out to them.
And it's an all women's shop. It's an all women's shop. So you will feel very, very comfortable.
Going. All women shop.
All
so
women.
You ladies check that out. I put Pretty and Ink Tattoo. You guys make sure you go to Instagram and check them out and ask them if they don't mind. I'll come join you on Sunday and bring the camera, and we can do like a little.
I'll send them an email. Yeah, I'll send them an email and ask if it's okay. And if they say it's okay, I'll absolutely. That would be great. Yeah,
we can set up a little room for the women that want to talk about it. And you could come in with me, and we can co-host that show together. And just capture you going in and doing your thing, and then we can sit down and talk. So Pretty and Ink, I hope that they say yes. So me and Shernette can come and co-host the show live this Sunday for you guys to watch before Breast Cancer Month is out. So before I let you go, my next question is, leave the women. First of all, how can they connect with you? Because I want to make sure if there's any other show or any other group or women that want to bring you out to talk and meet with the other women, how can they connect with you?
So on IG, I'm Beautifully Created Queen. You can DM me there. On Facebook, I believe I'm Queen Shernette Floyd on Facebook, and you can message me. I'm absolutely open to answer any questions, help anyone through, the process. I also want to say that before we go, I also want to say that mental health is absolutely important when you're going through and being diagnosed with breast cancer or cancer, in general, but just hearing that word can absolutely flip things in your mind. So you definitely want to get, the help that you need, and have support and have people around you to help you with that, because mine didn't hit me until about a year and a half to 2 years in. Things started to look a little different, just maybe seeming a little angry and not realizing it. Didn't know I was suffering from PTSD from the diagnosis and having, also anxiety as well. So it's real. There is life after cancer. There is life after breast cancer. There's life during. And so I want all the women to know that if you do get diagnosed, it's going to be, prayerfully, depending on the stage you are in, it will be okay and you can get through it, but you have to keep people around you. Don't isolate yourself.
I was going to say, leave us with something positive, but there it is right there. Don't isolate yourself. And like you said, that mental health piece is real. People be thinking, oh, well, I'm okay. I'm okay. But life will take your mind into a place and it gets so dark. You don't notice, you don't even come back from it. And that's why like people be like, well, it's a sickness. Yeah, it is. But life can take you to that sick place. It's just a chemical imbalance. And we all can tap into it with that. And like you said, being open, don't isolate yourself. Because I know with me, when problems come, I isolate. And so many women will isolate or want to give up. But you need to tell people. You need to let them know so that you can get the help. And you guys need to bring Shernette out to talk at your events to these 30 and 20-year-olds. Because thinking, I always been told 40, you don't even start testing till 40. I've had doctors that told me don't even worry about it till 40, but now you being 32 and other women being diagnosed in their 20s, that we need to have this discussion, especially in our community, because it affects us brown people more than others. So, well, since you gave us that, I will say, and you guys got our information. It's on Facebook. I've tagged it and put it on. Continue to be strong, and I can't wait for the book or the blog or the vlog.
I've been told, people are asking me, are you gonna write a book? You write a book? Uh,
Because I
I
mean,
know
you
you're gonna be
include
on
it
it.
with life in
You're gonna be
general.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just growing up. Even if you did like a weekly blog or vlog for the women, just something to think about, to put it out there because we need more faces like you because everybody else that's going through breast cancer is usually older and it's a harder story. So I thank you for joining us here on the Stuff Show with your migraine and all. You look cute with a
absolutely.
migraine.
Girl, I be functioning. Listen, I've been doing this for 10 years. I be functioning. I learned to function.
You know how
Yeah.
to get on through. Don't forget
Mhm.
to tell Pretty in Ink, can we come and do the interview together on Sunday
Absolutely.
and we can co-host. So I will chat with
Absolutely.
you a little bit later. I'm gonna text you to remind you tomorrow.
I know. I
Yeah.
know you are.
You have a good evening, girlfriend, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay. All right. It's been real. See you guys.
All right. You guys make sure you stay in contact with Shernette Floyd. She put her information. I actually put it right there. Queen Shernette Floyd on Facebook. And I believe it's the same on Instagram. So you guys can connect with her and have her come to your next event to do some speaking because we need our faces to encourage these young girls. Sometimes they don't want to hear from an older person or they don't want to hear from a person that's not in their race or culture. We need women that are young and look like us to go to these schools and in these communities to get these people tested. But we're going to take one more quick break and then we're going to be right back here on the Stuff Show. So I get ready to end this show for today because I got a headache too. Here we go. All right, you guys, welcome back. We're getting ready to get into our video for today. Before I close out the show, remember if you have a commercial or a product that you would like to be a part of the show, all you have to do is DM or email me and you can have your product placed up here somewhere within the show and be announced, or you can have your commercial play. Coming up next week, I'll tell you more about next week when we come from this quick break. But let me get the video for today, and this happens to be the video that I am in, of course. So let's get this on. Let's see. Let's get my file on and see if it, here we go. All right, you guys, this is Mo, and I am in this one. All the time, baby.
Man, I'm so tired of looking. I just want a simple love, nothing too complicated, I mean. But it just seems like every time I think I found something, it turned out to be nothing, man. Like a huge disappointment and shit.
I think I finally finished the jump.
Oh, for real? Let me hear that joint.
Maybe y'all can help me out. Baby, tell me why. Hung, I'm giving up. Tower throne, I'm all alone. I don't give a fuck. What do others have that I don't got? Keep passing me over, but baby, where's my shot? We hardly speak, we texting, we tweet. We playing phone tag, or is it hide and seek? You keep running, I'm keep chasing. What does it stop? Baby girl, understand you got my heart on lock. Tell me why. Exhausted, man, just looking and looking. You know what I mean?
Where is she at?
Wait, who it?
You know who I'm talking about.
Ain't nobody
Why
here
haven't
but
you
us.
been answering your phone?
You recording?
You lying.
She just left.
Yeah, exactly. She probably left.
Hey, yo.
Cause you're not answering your phone and you sitting in this goddamn
18
studio trying to make a career out of it.
He's
I'm about to
stinking
whoop
with your
her
friend
and you.
for hours.
Where she
Just
go?
being stinky.
Where she at? Move.
Because if you find him, I'm ready.
Hey, so are you happy? Is there anybody in there?
I got something for you because
So,
you're lying.
so can I come over later?
No.
You can see it in my eyes, I'm running out of time. You know, I just want something to go my own. Is that too much to ask?
Hey, how you doing today?
How you doing?
Oh, what can I get you?
Let me get a beer.
You want a beer? All right.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you.
What's wrong?
Man, I had a long day. You wouldn't even believe it.
Oh, really? You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me a little bit.
They tell me not to look and it'll come to me. Have faith, abstain, the rest is history. I just want what I really think is due to me. My 5'1" hazelnut escort the ecstasy. I look and I look. I search and I search. We playing crosswords, or is it word search? You keep running, I keep chasing what will it end? My heart hurting, feeling like I lost my best friend. Tell me why. I'm looking for you, girl. Where you at? You can see it in my eyes. I'm running out of time. I'm so for real. Just wanna make you mine.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed that break. For a minute, you couldn't hear me because I didn't have my mic on. Your girl is under the weather, so I am getting ready to end this show for today. I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that you learned something. And make sure that you guys reshare the show and put it out there. And put it out there to others. And then bring my special guest out to your event to speak. But remember, you guys, continue to pray. Continue to support this show. Continue to be positive and know that no matter what, you got to become a survivor no matter what you're going through. Survive that issue, push through, and keep going. Let nothing stop you. She had a migraine and she was on the show today. I'm all the way under the weather and I still did the show today because guess what? Don't nobody care about your excuses but you. So you got to make it happen no matter what. Be a go-getter. How about that? I'll see you guys next week. Remember, don't forget to follow me on all platforms. The Stubbs Show, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Just type in the Stubbs Show. You can even go to Google and type in the Stubbs Show, and it'll bring you other platforms and interviews that I have done. I'll see you guys next week where we're going to be talking with my special guest all the way from Australia about parenting. We know we all can use some advice on that. What to do before you become a parent, how to maintain as a parent, and how to deal with your children as a grown kids as a parent. I'll see you guys next week right here on the Stubbs Show.